let's go ahead and do the announcements. Starting with uh, welcome everybody. We're back for Door of Eternity. I haven't posted anything on Blue Sky or anything like that in a moment, so I will do that once where the announcements are done. But basically, we're going to talk about the schedule and the upcoming um, campaign premiere, and then we'll get started. Apologies for starting a little late tonight. A little minor delay of game. Oh, there's Kiva. And you guys can't hear the group, but I can. So anyway, um, schedule is happening. So schedule is going forward for the rest of May. We have Kingdom of Darkness on the 7th. That's next Wednesday, 8 p.m. U.S. East. The boss fight session. So come and see that knockout, drag out fight. Let's see. On the 17th, we might have the first session of Baptized in Blood. That is tentative. If we can't manage that first session will be in June. But potential premiere for Baptized in Blood on the 17th. So that's big news. The next session for this game at the Door of Eternity is canceled, so we won't be having a session on the 17th. We'll have to skip straight to June for that. And then our last session in May is on the 21st of May. That's Kingdom of Darkness is session 4, provided everybody doesn't die in session 3. So it'll be a real short campaign if they screw it up. So show up, pull through for them, buy points. In this session and between now and then, so they can have plenty of bonuses. And that's pretty much it. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, yes. Writing has begun for Chapter 3. Yay! I know I just launched Chapter 2, but you kind of have to be a little bit ahead of things for you have a somewhat seamless experience. So that's it for announcements. I'm going to go ahead and move us over to the groups so we can say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. And then we can go ahead and get started with introductions. You guys can introduce yourselves in whatever order you like. I'm going to go ahead and post stuff on Blue Sky and things so I can get the link out there and such. So please go ahead and one of you start. I'm going to put Livesy in charge of this today. Livesy, you're in charge of introductions today. I hope I don't live to regret this. I hope I die first, so.
All right, in no particular order. Kiva, why don't you start us off?
She should be here. Isn't she here?
Failed already. Alrighty then.
She's
Going
here.
well.
Rotak.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I play Rotak, the lizard, the non-wizard lizard, who is slowly learning what society is like and thinks people put roofs over their heads way too often.
Fantastic. Brian.
I am Brian. I am playing the Great Panjandrum, Evoker Extraordinaire, a wizard lizard. And extremely intelligent, very childlike, and with all of the wisdom of a stone.
Yes.
Fantastic. Kiva, would you introduce yourself to the stream, please?
Well, hello. I'm called to as Kavarstra, but right now I'm playing Morrigan, the Caconite Druid of the Stars. And I was just preventing myself from putting Pantandrum in timeout for blowing us all up.
That leaves us with Lee, if you would please.
I'm Lee. I play Joriel, a cleric who is figuring out what that means.
And I'm Lucy. I am playing our drow that has a beating kink, aka I wear the big armor and I have the big DC, but I am dumb. I am also neither a lizard nor a wizard.
I think that needs to be
Which
stated for everyone. There's so many wizards and lizards.
for those of you that can't see at home, I have done this in a very haphazard order because I love chaos. And that brings us to Azuloth. If you'll introduce yourself to everybody, please.
Yeah, I'm the DM. I'm here all the time. I spend an eternity writing these games, so much so that maybe I do too much work. But I do it for everybody's enjoyment, and it's a good time. It's some kind of sick, twisted obsession / happiness button that I keep pushing over and over and over again, like some kind of rat in a cage drinking its cocaine water.
All right there, Sam Reich. Been here the whole time.
Santa
And
Claus, is that you?
Santa?
now that I've been given the power to do the list, I'm going to go mad with power. Everybody roll me a d20. Anybody who doesn't get a natural 20
No.
is dead. Reroll a new character.
Don't
Aw.
do that. Don't listen to him. He's not in
Can I
charge.
roll d20 anyway, please?
You can. I actually recommend you all roll a bunch of dice to kind of trick the algorithm into thinking we're going to be random.
Oh, I'm
tonight.
dead.
That's great. See,
I got
18's
so
good.
Yeah,
close.
my buddies and I on another server, we will do a 10d10 as a luck check, just to see like what your average is for the night.
That's cool. I need to change my die now that I know how to do. Oh my sweet.
Let's see.
Natural 20. I live.
Yeah, there are no bonuses in the bank as far as I'm aware right now. So you guys are what I like to call shit out of luck when it comes to that. Okay, fuck all.
I like how it didn't have dice it could roll for that. It just kind of, oh, yeah.
Oh, no, there
yeah,
it is.
couldn't do it.
There it goes.
There's mine. I like pretty.
Shit. There we go. Yeah, there's no... Ooh, no. Yeah, no, that's done.
No?
Mark, complete.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got no additional... we got no bonuses left pending, so... Cool.
All right, nobody die.
Yep. I'm
I'm gonna ring my hands around your neck if you say that one more time.
I'm gonna flush the chat log.
That's right. You have a beating king, so never mind. I
Yeah.
don't want that.
That's just gonna make him happy. I don't know why you're threatening him like that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I've added you guys to the stage. Congratulations, you're all on the stage now. Let's see here. Last we left off, you guys got almost the beating of your life as you explored the barracks, which was a secret area that was attached to the courtyard. You basically poked around, you spoke with some ghosts and some undead, you heard a rousing speech, and you attempted an obstacle course. 2 you got perfect scores, the rest of you bothered to not even try. And then you fought the area's guardians, the brothers Tekorov. The battle was tough. You got your asses beat, they got killed. And that's basically the broad strokes of it. I mean, if you really want to watch it, you can go back and watch it. I hear from somebody who's actually watched it that it was kind of edge of your seat action there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for what happened last session. You guys were going to, well, you guys looted their bodies, and then we're going to go back to the solar to rest and try to figure out what you were going to do with all the stuff you acquired, and maybe do a little training and maybe do a little, you know, family bonding time or whatever. So that's what I got here. Anything else that was not mentioned but is on the list?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, let's go ahead and scoot on back to the solar. And let's see here. Here you guys are. Down here on the stairs. Joriel has carried 2 sets of plate armor through the castle to this point. You are covered in sweat from this heavy, heavy burden.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap before I do anything with these.
I'm helping by carrying a helmet. I have it sitting on top of my head. Not
Nice.
actually wearing it, it's just sort of perched there.
It's perched on your
What if
head.
it's like upside down on top of his head, though?
Nice.
No, I'm sorry. Jor's the one that's carrying 2 pieces of chess piece.
He's carrying 2 full sets.
Oh, can you describe how you're carrying them?
Yeah, man.
With help, probably.
Dragging them on a tarp.
He's got a tarp.
Efficient. Where'd you get?
I'm sure
Who else is helping you carry it along?
No one said they would.
So he's doing his
plenty
best.
of extra
Come
on.
inventory space for I'm encumbered. I'll help.
All right, you'll help.
Hey, I could turn into a freaking, I don't know, beast of burden, question mark.
Well, just say that you do that then.
Okay.
Please help
sure.
this man.
Yeah, I mean, would have been nice to be asked first, but yeah, I'll volunteer.
All right.
Now you say you can be a beast of burden, so if I take the feat mounted combatant,
Oh boy.
You could, hold on, wouldn't you theorize be able to use it on anything mountable? What is the criteria for that?
I don't think we want to talk about that kind of mounting right now.
No, that's not what I'm talking about either.
Good lord. Game's unpaused. Please feel free to peruse the area.
Because I was saying I can turn into like a full-on wolf, and you can ride on my back like a dire wolf, huge.
And move you, Panch, just so you can get in with the rest of the group there.
Right,
Yeah,
my madness!
I'm in the werewolf cavalry.
Wolf?
Very specialized, very niche, very prototype unit that never saw mass production.
It was too expensive.
Oh.
Too expensive.
Both in
Quite
manpower
heavy
and
bones.
material.
I'm gonna throw my cat. Hold on. Sir, get away from my modem. Sir, get away.
Oh.
Shoo.
Last words we hear is Kiva here kicking the shit out of her cat for trying to rip out her modem, and then she just cuts off and disappears.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
I thought it was a great panjandrum scurrying around the modem. My bad.
he tripped my internet before. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, Odie's just staring at me over there. Just hard stare.
Just like, cat, excuse me, sir?
Yeah, he's, yeah. Alright, so you guys have returned to the solar. Rotak, you're swimming around in the bath. It's very nice and relaxing.
We need a long rest.
If you guys want to take a nap, you certainly can. No one's stopping you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Before we do that, I think Joriel will look to Belkarag and ask, tomorrow, can we have a conversation about reforging and how to incorporate runesmithing into that?
Of course, Joriel. Please avail yourself of some rest.
Lovely. And then he moves to this couch and collapses. Honk shoe, as the kids say.
Honk shoe, a little bit of honk shoe. Pange, I assume you were curling up by the fireplace there and just like...
I am like a lizard croissant.
Am I here? Oh my god.
There you are. Yeah.
I have literally jinxed myself out of the universe. I am so sorry. He literally just tripped my internet.
Did the thing that I said he was gonna do? I know.
Yes! And he ran off as I knew he was like in trouble.
What
He's
an
in timeout
asshole.
now. He's in timeout now. So, anyway, I'm back.
Welcome back. I see your message now. It happened. Oh, love it. We have fun here. Okay.
Nizak's gonna roll out his bedroll on top of the rug next to the fire, grab his little blankie, and curl over.
Okay.
Don't even attempt to take the armor off.
No,
Dumar could fucking eat a bag of sand.
He's like, are you really taking a rest now? You only had one fight. You only really had one fight. I mean, those guys were tough, right? But, you know, you could.
I swear to God, I'm going to talk to the mistress, and I'm going to get you removed, and then I'm going to put you in a corporeal form, and then I'm going to beat you to death with your own fucking arm.
All right.
And I say this all in character out loud.
All right. And he kind of like backs off a little bit.
I'm slowly just gonna wander away from Nizak because he's clearly having an episode.
Mm.
He's having an episode, and I'm like, I'll just go over here. See, I'm just checking myself. How hurt? Oh.
You're pretty
Oh,
badly hurt.
I'm gonna start healing myself and rest. Maybe go over my spells, so.
Question: do we need proficiency with the flesh it thrower?
No, it's just a thing you can use. It's got 3 charges. You can only use it that many times per long rest. So it's fairly good. It's basically the same as what it
Because it's a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
Do I still get sneak attack with it?
It's not an attack roll. It is a saving throw.
Okay.
So
Okay, fair enough.
unfortunately, no. But it is a cone, and you do hit basically everything in that cone with a fuckload of little damage.
This is true.
Bunch of D4s, so.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is everyone around me when I wake up?
You can roll your long rest if you'd like, Joriel.
Lovely.
You guys can all roll your long rests if you haven't already.
Can someone explain to me who this woman is in the corner adjacent from me?
Yeah, you all just kind of wandered in and collapsed while she's sitting there, and Belkarog's right next to her.
I just assumed that if she would attack us, that Balgarog would spin her up in a nice web and hang her from the ceiling for us.
I mean, yeah, that's a good assumption, I suppose. Belkarog is your
We
friend.
were told the solar is a safe place, so.
Yeah, you were told that.
Wake up, fucking part of my flesh is missing. What the hell?
Belkarog was like,
Yeah.
I got hungry. Apologies.
There's a kitchen
Nice.
over there. It'll get you whatever you want.
Kind of tense up as a person. Have I recognized? I don't recognize her.
No, you haven't seen her before.
Kind of get up in my seat a little bit, trying to assess who this woman is. Kind of just stare for a second. See if anyone else has taken notice to this woman who had just appeared here.
She's been here since you guys walked in.
Your boy Nizak is still very much asleep.
He's with his blankie on the floor right here. I see him. I see him.
He's committed to sleeping. There you go.
Yep, thank you.
I assume the same is for Pange. And perhaps, yep. And Rotak, I assume you're awake still, so.
It does blind you to the rest of the screen when you do that, so it is very much like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
You're gone.
Someone's gonna have to wake up your boy eventually.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're staring at her. She's casually looking at you as you stare at her.
Hello, lady. Who are you?
She tilts her head and looks at you, Rotak. Looks at Belkarog and takes a kind of a breath and says, "Let me introduce myself. I'm Rahal Van Cressa. I doubt you've heard of me. I'm one of the first vampires, unbound and unbeholden to a tainted will or rationale. While you may wield your spears and spells in Death's name, I ask that you stay them. I'm as immortal as your benefactors. I'm here as an emissary of my sisters and I, diplomatically entangled with these forgotten ones.
Well, we're supposed to be safe in this place, so you must be friendly.
I'm just gonna just settle down into my seat then, just quietly observing.
Rotak just, what's a vampire?
What's a vampire? Well, I suppose that would be a creature such as myself that continues to live an existence that is contradictory in nature and requires to feed upon the natural forces, natural life force of things in order to maintain that status in most cases.
You mean like meat? We all do that.
Indeed, yes, we all do that. And so, in a way, we're all vampiric, feasting on the lives of other things.
Your Rotak just seems like entirely unfazed by this explanation of what's going on.
It's a very vague explanation, so I don't blame him.
So what are you here to liaison with us about?
Well,
He's trying that word out. He obviously doesn't know what it means.
Yes, I am an ambassador. I'm here to make sure my people and the forgotten ones here don't start fights with each other.
Do we need to help with that?
No, this is something that I do myself. You don't have anything to do with that.
Okay. And he's gonna go off and get food then, because apparently he's not needed here.
Curious little Scaldy, she says.
Just going over my spells real quick, but essentially Morgan's gonna start like focusing on her wounds. I guess everyone else is sleeping, so
Everybody else is sleeping. It's just you who's awake. Oh, and yeah, Rotak's gone off to get some snacks, some grubs, I mean. After a moment, she says to Belkarog, "Perhaps we should take our conversation to another space and let them sleep." "Good idea, ma'am. Let us leave them to their devices." And they both begin to walk off. She gets up very elegantly and stalks off with Belkarog.
Make a slight wave at Belkarog as he leaves.
He bobs his head, recognizing you, and basically saying hello. Okay. Anything else before you take your long rest? The two of you who are left.
If nothing prevents me from healing myself over time, then no.
Nope.
I'm almost let.
You may certainly take your long rest then. Nothing will prevent you from doing that. Okay. Rotak, after you're done eating, do you go back to the other room and rest with everybody else?
Did they walk into the kitchen while he's in there eating?
Yeah.
He might, like, eat this bowl of grubs and just curl up and sleep with it eventually. Because he got pretty beat up.
Okay.
Dude just passes out in the kitchen, wrapped around his bowl of grubs.
Sure. The dining room, yeah. So they have a very hushed conversation, cognizant that
Do I get to hear any of it?
they're cognizant that you're trying to sleep, so they're being very quiet. You may roll a perception check if you'd like, but that will interfere with your sleeping if you're trying to listen.
Nah, he sleeps then.
Okay. All right. Then several hours will pass, and you will all wake up feeling refreshed and energized. In which case, these two have since moved. This one is back to where he is, and this one has moved elsewhere. Oop. Nope, not that way. That way. Okay. And the scene is yours, guys.
Still going over my spells.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Not minding. Do your thing.
The great Pangan wakes up, gets up, stretches, and then wanders into the kitchen for food.
Okay, that's over this way. Dining room's off to the
Right.
right.
Um,
Yep, it's off to your right. Once you get into the hallway, there's going to be two doors, one on the top, one on the bottom. That's the one on the top. That's not a door. You walked into a hallway. It's over here.
oh,
Yep, you got it. I'll move you around the... Oh, you got it. Yep. Hallway. And then, yep, that's the one. Okay.
gets a nice big bowl of grubs.
Another bowl of grubs. Just an endless supply of grubs in this house. Okay, well, Pange is busy. Who is next?
If it is morning, and I think Droil will basically like drag the plate in front of Belkarog and start saying, I suppose the two ways I was thinking of approaching it was either I try and make two suits of reasonably decent armor, or I could just focus on taking the best parts of the enchantment and construction of each and try and make one pared down suit of better armor. Obviously, some of the resiliency is going to be lost, but hopefully I can make something more magically potent.
He examines the equipment that you've brought. And as he goes over it, he says, making something more magically potent than what is already here is not possible.
I see.
Enchantments such as this can only be degraded. They cannot be improved upon.
Well, then I suppose the question is, can I make something not as powerful but more flexible?
That would be probably the best way to recycle these if they are not usable in their current form.
In which case, yeah, Droil will start drafting up a plan and then hand it to Belkarog to assess for feasibility.
Okay. He will assist you, pointing out the parts of the plates themselves that are holding the most of the enchantment, and that salvaging those would be paramount. The rest of it can be discarded or can be melted down. Once it's detached from the central pieces, it'll lose its energy. You know, essentially kind of guiding your hand through the process of trying to strip these down into something a little bit more flexible and something that's more usable for the rest of the party. So degrading these down will, one step will bring them into medium armor range. The best I think you can do with that, I think, is splint.
Is what, sorry?
A splint, I'm thinking.
I was going for half plate or breastplate.
Splint's heavy, yeah. So half. Let me see, half plate. Half plate, 15 medium, and then breastplate, 14. Max dex 2. He says, either is feasible. One is more likely to be helpful for more of your group. The breastplate configuration would probably be best suited, mainly because it will allow you to remain stealthy as opposed to loud while you already
I wanted to call it half and half plate. Fine.
I mean, the mistress is a great big fan of being thematic. I don't fault you for that. Half and half plate is certainly an interesting thing to go about it. Interesting way of going about it. I'm only saying that it will still be loud if you go the route of half plate, though more productive.
No, you're correct. It's more reasonable and sensible to have breastplate. All right. So, if we can't preserve the full immunity enchantments, can we just, instead of trying to preserve the full immunity, can we incorporate resistance from both?
That will be more difficult than constructing two separate pieces. There is a chance we will lose the energy completely in the process. Unless we have more reagent for transferring the energy. We will need more hydrilium than we have in these plates themselves.
Sorry, so the idea that if I want to make one set with resistance to both as opposed to two sets with resistance pared down, it's easier to make two sets with resistance pared down than one set with resistance to both?
It is easier to make two sets with the resistance turning immunity to resistance than it is to make a cohesive set because of the energy requirement. So you will need a spare reagent, hydrilium, to be able to transfer the spare spell into the other. Does that make sense?
Right.
Does that follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It follows. I suppose, do you know where we can find more hydrilium?
There should be some crystal left in the cavern where you found me the first time, where the forge is. In fact, we will need to go there anyway to deal with these.
Rotak pipes up. Clive sells it.
I already purchased all that Clive had, unless he restocks.
Clive does what Clive does. He may restock, he may not.
All right. Well, I suppose I'm ready to go to the cavern. If anyone, we're not going to get attacked again, are we? Or is that a likelihood we should bring around along Nizak?
It would be good to bring Nizak anyway. He may feel more at home in the cavern. But,
All right.
regardless, we will not be leaving today. We have a guest, and we will not leave while she is here.
Huh?
Indeed.
Who's the guest?
Rahal Van Cressa. She is a ambassador to the castle. And she has meetings with the mistress and master. So,
Do we have to attend those meetings?
no, but we should not leave while she is here. It is rude.
Fair enough.
Busy yourself with other projects until she is gone.
All right.
Mr. Joriel, can you do the transfer of magic without needing to cut it down?
I know the skills. It depends on if we need hydrilium or not.
Rotak presents the Cold Break Trident and the Lasher Tail. And it's just, would you be able to put the magic from this thingy into this thingy? Because he can't wield the Trident, but he can wield the Lasher Tail.
That would be a good project to try your skills on, Joriel. For now.
All right, I will give that a shot then.
And he gestures for you to, head over to the desk and begin your study of the equipment.
All right.
Okay. Where did Pange go? Oh, there he is. He's in the kitchen.
On breakfast. I'm eating dinner. Who's eating breakfast?
I didn't hear any of that, but I heard that you were speaking. It just didn't come out crisp and clear.
I said, I'm eating dinner. He's eating breakfast.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's just nom 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 over in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The mistress comes in while you're eating, Pange, and says, "Oh, good to see you back."
It's good to be back and breathing.
And she nods and says, "Keep doing that." She leaves. Good
But a
day.
great Pange doesn't quite understand what she needs, so he's going to keep eating grubs.
She has left the room and continues on while you're eating. It gives you a little wave as she leaves. She comes into into the solar, into the main section of the solar, and says, "Good day, everyone. Are we all right? Looks like we are. Is Nizak still sleeping?"
Miss Lady!
Oh boy, he's still sleeping.
Belkrog, you have the chance to do the funniest thing, and you don't. I will not wrap him up in a cocoon. Oh, you're no fun. Anyway. Glad to see you're all right. Seems like you have some stuff to work on. So, I'll be back in a little while. But if you need something, ask Belkorog for it. He's supposed to help you. So, any questions?
Miss Lady, can we use your mirror?
The mirror in my bedroom?
Yes.
What do you need it for? Preening?
Big burning lights.
Big burning lights? Oh, are you talking about the courtyard?
Yes. Big mirror, black light.
Different kind of trouble. That won't help you. I'll say that much. Since Danica's not around at the moment. But noodle that over. You have everything you need to deal with that. So.
Indeed.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything for me right now, I will be along.
Good luck with the meeting.
Oh, I'm not going to the meeting yet. We have time for that. I have to find somebody.
Yes, with the vampire lady.
Yes, she is a vampire lady. Yes.
The one who eats meat, like us.
She can. She doesn't need to.
No, what does she eat then?
She doesn't really need to eat anything. Feel free to talk with her if you'd like, but she's a very interesting sort.
Rotek seems puzzled by the sudden knowledge that this lady doesn't in fact eat meat.
I seem to have broken you, Rotak. She does not need to eat at all. There is a mechanism by which she sustains herself. It's just not completely obvious up front.
Do I know what vampires are? Because I'm technically a werewolf.
This isn't Vampire the Masquerade, but
Oh, I wish. Oh, I wish. I
uh,
love those games.
go ahead and roll me an Arcana check if you'd like.
With
Rotek's just flat out asking what it
guidance.
is.
These are nice dice. They're kind of like remind me of the texture of granite a little bit. Anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. With a 19, in your day, vampire is synonymous with a creature that is the stuff of nightmares. Comes into your house, sucks your blood from your body, leaving you a lifeless corpse, your whole family, that sort of thing. Extremely charming, extremely, beautiful, deadly, that sort of thing. But, you also know there aren't many of them, and that they're less of an actual danger and more of a myth, more of a story to tell your children, to scare them from, so that they don't go wandering out at night, alongside the tales of the hooded crows and that sort of thing. It's like a grim fairy tale kind of deal. So.
I pipe up as Rotak is being kind of curious as to the true nature of vampires. I pipe up, it's like they drink blood. They were stories.
It's like meat.
They were stories we would tell our little ones. We didn't think there was much at all. They were so rare. I don't believe I ever really encountered one in person.
No, and you really, the best way to kind of put this is who she represents is the reason why you haven't encountered many of them. So.
She's the reason?
Her and her family are the reason why you haven't encountered many of them.
Interesting.
Yes. So, that being said, is Nizak awake yet? Oops, sorry. I meant to move.
You're shaking me.
Sorry. Is Nizak...
Don't shake the baby!
Nizak. The
great Panjandrum walks over to Nizak and just rips out a grub burp in his face.
Wow. Good morning, Nizak.
Sounds like you had a good time.
This fucking arbor won't shut up!
Right. Anyway, good to see that you're intact. Good to see that everyone's intact. I'll be off now unless anyone has anything for me, and, yeah? No? Great. And she's gonna start walking away.
Farewell.
And she nods.
All right.
She leaves.
Are you gonna get off the floor, Isaac, or are you gonna continuously be grumpy for no reason?
I guess I must. And he starts to roll up his bedroll and throws his blanket over his shoulder.
I look around, try to catch someone's gaze, and think, Did he drink last night?
Belkrog's just looking in your general direction. And he goes, "What? Do I have something on my face?"
A pair of animals, I believe. You take good care of them, I see.
Thank you.
So, what is the plan with the plates on the ground?
Project for another day. I got this shit to deal with right now.
Hmm. Interesting.
Unless you want plate armor.
I cannot wear it. I'm not strong enough for that.
Yeah, Joriel, I guess we'll just begin whatever checks he needs to start working on to figure out this process.
Okay. You will need to start with an Arcana check.
All right.
For me.
Let's get juicing, as the kids say.
Is that? Oh
Hey,
my
yo.
god! Is that a real thing?
The real thing the kids say? I don't even know. What do the
I don't know,
kids
man.
say?
I just work here.
Yeah, I don't.
You're getting paid?
He does not get. No one gets. Not even I get paid.
Oh no!
Well,
Then what are all these chicken tenders doing in my mailbox?
those are for you. Stop telling people about the chicken tenders.
Really? Oh my
No,
god.
I don't send him anything.
DM Appreciation Day pizza.
Just wake up one day and it's just like, yes, for somebody named DM. It's like 400 pizzas. God damn it.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. All right, with a
Piece of boxes.
Yeah, with a 20, you figure out that what you need to do is similar to the process that you're going to be doing later with the plates, and this will in fact be good practice. There's a piece of the trident that you need to grab off of the trident itself, and basically the center where the three prongs come together, there is a gemstone in there that is enchanted, and that gemstone is holding the enchantment fully. There are runes etched into the facets of the gemstone, and so you need to get that out intact in one piece, and then set it into the Lasher Tail's grip and handle to do that. This is a purely mechanical operation, so this will require tools. As for transferring the enchantment itself, could be done. The steel of the Lasher Tail is a lower quality than the hydrilium of the trident, and so there's a possibility you could lose the enchantment when you're trying to transfer it.
To note, the Coldbreak Trident, does it have any magical features aside from its drilling 5 quality?
It does, yes, it does. Do cold damage as well. It's just not listed on that. Hold on. Who had that? Was it Livithan? I think it was Livithan.
It's in my.
Yeah, but which one of them had it? It was Dorthan. Yeah.
I imagine, yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I must have put it just on the token version of itself. It's supposed to do 2d6 cold damage. Let me just take that out.
Oh man, that might be a thing we want to save for a better weapon to cross over rather than lose some of that quality just putting on the lasher. If we got hydrilium, could we upgrade the lasher to make it accommodate it?
Yes. You could. Why is that?
That might be worth it for me.
So that should already be automatic. Why is that +5 there? Delete that. That must have been just me manually building out the stats for it for Dorthan. Here we go. That is more accurate. There. Okay.
Because from what I saw, it was a +2 and then +2d6 cold. That would be a very strong weapon to have on something I could use for rogue.
One-handed, it is 1d6 piercing plus 2d6 plus 2 plus 5 piercing on top. That's where the 5 was coming from.
Yeah, that would be wild to have.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's got drilling 5.
Now, would the drilling compete with the hooked barb quality of the lasher tail?
Let's see.
Because that's not an enchantment. That's just the shape of it, right?
Yeah, that's just the shape of it. If you
Yeah, so drilling wouldn't carry over.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't compete.
And so we're not transferring the drilling quality either.
No, that's based on the shape of it. So,
Okay.
So yeah, the
Still,
only thing
cold going over would be great.
Yeah, the only thing that can go over is the 2d6 cold.
In which case, yeah, it might be worth it instead to. Well, we can't go get Hydrilium yet anyway, so. Doesn't exactly help us in terms of practicing, you know?
Yeah. It's too bad we can't use the Hydrilium of the spear to do it.
You'd have to basically work it over in a like a forge or something to do that.
Yeah, but that would destroy the enchantment anyway, so. Gotta play a shell game of Hydrilium and enchantments.
Yeah, you need one spare crystal is what you need. So, for both of your projects. So you need to find a good vein of crystal somewhere and extract some of it.
In which case, is there anything I can actually do today, practicing-wise, that won't jeopardize the future project, or do we just have to wait to go get the Hydrilium?
Without engaging in deep gamba that may or may not fuck up something, no, unfortunately.
All right.
You'll have to like wait for the go ahead from Belkorog that you can leave, without it being.
In which case,
rude.
I have feats to train.
Oh, there you go. But you've figured out what you need to do. So you need Hydrilium. If you're gonna like transfer the bonus damage over, you need Hydrilium. If you're going to do the cut downs of these and try to do a half and half plate, you need Hydrilium. So you know what you need. You just gotta have the go ahead to go get it.
For sure.
Yeah. So the what was yes, let's deal with this real quick. Morrigan. Conjure animals.
Indeed.
This is a spell that many DMs hate.
I'm gonna be very gentle with you, okay? That's all I want is 2 dire wolves and 1 Allosaurus.
Allosaurus. Let me see.
I want it.
Let me.
I want dinosaurs.
Let me. Give me a moment. Let me see what I can do about this. Monsters. Dire. What are you?
Or similar to its function, I suppose.
1, 2 beasts of challenge. Okay. So yes, I will allow the 2 dire wolves. And let's see. Why the fuck aren't these creatures in the fucking SRD? Why aren't dinosaurs in the goddamn SRD?
Because that would make your life easy, and we cannot be having that.
No, we can't. Apparently, fuck. Okay. Yes. I will allow this because it's a low number of monsters. If you said something insane like, I want to conjure 8 wolves of quarter level or lower, I would tell you no.
I actually was thinking about if it says if you cast at a higher level, 4 times as many with a 9th level slot, but then have like if 8 beasts of challenge rating, 1/4 or lower, 4 times as many.
It's madness. It's madness. And see, I would not at all um, be responsible
Form
for
me
them.
again, and I will use it against your will. All right.
No, I will not be responsible for them. You will be. And you'll be managing
Okay.
all of them on your own
I
turn,
don't care.
and
Sure, I'll do it.
everyone will hate you.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
So, do that once. It's all your problem. And we'll spend
Okay.
6 years on your turn.
It won't be 6 years.
It'll be a lot of time. Anyway, normally I don't allow that many creatures being summoned at once, mainly because it's just a nightmare. If you're going to upcast it, please use the highest CR creature you can. For my sanity and yours. That's the serious
Thumbs up.
take. Okay.
Two. I can't say no to 2 Allosauruses. Or 4.
Yeah, if you're going to upcast it, yeah. Just fuck my shit up with Allosauruses. Who cares, right?
I love it. Yes. Praise the
Could you,
Allosaurus.
could you treat a pack of wolves as a single creature? Aren't there like rules for that? I seem to recall them.
I'd have to find them, and I don't want to do that right now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I'm sure somebody homebrewed something, so. But yeah. Okay. Joriel's going to go do feet training. Anyone else have anything they want to do at this very moment? Any conversations they want to do? Any role play?
I'm still kind of like low key upset at Pange.
Hmm.
So I've just been kind of like generally like almost grumpy in his direction.
Oh no. Pange.
And Ange is upset at Morgan too because she almost got herself killed.
Oh really?
Uh-oh.
So he's wrinkling his brow about as he looks around.
Nice X still on the floor.
Nice, Eck. Are you still on the
No.
floor?
No. I've got my bedroll packed up and my blanket. Now I'm just sitting by the fire, wondering what I'm going to do with myself. While also arguing internally with his armor piece.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, really?
Yes.
We just had a big fight. No, I don't care. Fucking, listen here, you. I fucking find a way, drag you out of this thing, and slap you across the walls like you're a goddamn mop.
Can you? Do you? Has he ever gone out of that piece of armor since he donned it?
Nope.
Are you stuck in it?
Good question. Actually, that's a really good idea. Forget what it takes to get out of this fucking thing.
So you cannot.
So here's my question to the DM.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I were to successfully get out of this thing,
Yeah.
does it destroy it?
No.
Okay.
So it's one thing to take the plate off, and it's a different thing to discard it. So taking it off and just like putting it down and like cleaning and for like cleaning purposes or to sleep or to relax, that sort of thing, that is one thing. That is something you are able to do. To discard it, that means to leave it behind willingly or to throw it out or to give it to someone else, that is something else.
Ah, okay.
So let's say you have it off and a fight breaks out, you're going to have to make that saving throw before you do anything else, because if you fail it, you will have to go over there and try to put it on first.
Dude, it's a 3-hour ordeal.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. I'll be ready by fucking turn 300. It's fine.
Good thing that I have like 40 bats flying around.
Yeah. So you can take it off. You just can't discard it.
Right, okay. What I would like to do... I would like to do some strength training in my downtime, I think is what we're going to do.
Sure. Just a second.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we're doing a strength training montage. How
It's
many
like,
times do we roll?
Hold on. I just want to figure out what everybody's doing first. So, Isaac, you're doing strength training.
Yes, I would like to do some strength training.
Okay. And
Here, I'll go over here. Wait, there you go.
all right. Let me just add that to your list here. If I could fucking spell. Let's see. Your strength is a 19. Okay. So, strength. There we go. That's saved. Okay, so you're set up. Morgan, is there any training you would like to accomplish?
I might as well do strength training too.
So you have...
I still need to... Yeah, I have like a...
Oh, you have 100...
130 left?
Yeah, you have 130 points left. Okay, so you're already set up for that. Joriel is going to do some feature training.
Yeah, so I'm reading how to train Channeler. So I basically have to hold a concentration spell, and then every round that I hold the spell, I get that much added to progress, and I have to get to 500.
Yes.
Okay, so I think my best bet is to cast and hold Protection from Energy, because that has an hour duration.
Oh, good question. I actually have that also prepared. Is it okay for just one of us or both of us to have it?
What? The spell or
Protection
the...
from it. Protection from energy.
You both can have it.
Okay.
I mean, if you're asking about whether or not you can have the feature too, yes, you can. It would just take exactly what he's got to do too. So,
What is the feature?
Channeler. So the Channeler feature is a Valgas custom feature. Basically, it allows you to cast some concentration spells, certain ones, for free after you've already cast them once. So, and some spells that aren't concentration spells for free if you've already cast them once. So it basically continues a spell. Certain ones, not all of them.
I mean, I'm a druid, so yes.
Right. So it's a clear no-brainer. If you have the time to train it and you're a spellcaster, you should do that. So let me read the feature for you real quick, because it might be something that I have changed on paper and I have not changed in Foundry yet. It reads, with practice comes power. Your magical abilities have expanded and you've become more powerful. When you cast a spell of any level, you can choose to cast that spell again on your next turn, spending the appropriate action for no additional spell spell slot cost. You can do this number of times equal to your spellcasting modifier per day. So if you have a spellcasting modifier of 5, you can use the channeler feature to basically cast 5 free spells.
That's insane.
Yes, it's really good, but it's, unless you have a lot of downtime, it's very difficult to get. So.
Oh man, if I knew that, I would have done that ages ago.
So that's something that we can put on your list for training for the future as well.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then, Pange, what are you doing with your time?
I'm going to try to finish out my martial weapons proficiency.
Okay.
So what is that then? Proficiency skill training?
It's an uncategorized.
Oh, I see.
I will put it in there myself. Oh, god damn it. Okay, channel. Fixed value 500. Save. Okay. And Pan,
Nice.
you're doing your martial weapons training, and you're using dexterity for that. Okay. Which brings us to Rotac. Are you doing any training? Jeff?
Hello?
Jeff? Might have stepped away, or might have lost connection. Jeff. Come back.
Road tag.
Come back.
Maybe come back.
You can play them all on Azu.
Oh, damn it. All right. We'll wait for Rotac to get back, but yeah, so for the training, it depends on how long you want to spend doing that, as always. So figure out how much time you guys want to spend.
If I'm doing the math on this properly, Channeler technically only needs, because it's the spells level each turn, and the cap is 500. In an hour, there are 600 turns.
Yes.
So basically, if I am training this for the 1 hour, I reach the cap.
Yeah. It's not designed for you to be able to get in the course of a, one sit down session, but
For sure.
It's designed for you to chip away at it throughout a campaign. You know what I mean? Because 500 points. But yes, an hour of that, because this is Door of Eternity, I'll just hand wave it and let it happen. But that's not what it's designed for.
Fair.
So. Really doesn't feel like a.
I'm fine with you changing the math on it.
No, it just because the reward is huge compared to the spend.
No, for sure. I'm because yeah, with all the other smaller spells, it makes sense. But with just a single big long duration concentration spell, it kind of breaks the training math on that. You know.
Right. Yeah.
It could be, instead of the spell's level added to, it could be every minute you hold it. So you get, after an for downtime training for holding it for an hour, you get 60 instances, which is like 180. So it'll take a couple days of that.
I want it to be both feasible for a situation where there's no long, long segments of downtime for future campaigns, but I also want it to be not punishing in duration for long stretches of downtime. You know what I mean? So let me circle back to this in a few minutes.
Sure. I'll just train Meta Magic Adept today then.
Yeah, let me circle back to this.
A nice 27.
Yeah, let's figure out how many days we're putting into this first. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. How long are you guys willing to wait before asking Belkrog if you can leave again?
I suppose, like, if he doesn't, how many days is it until he I guess we'll ask him every day, and how many days before he says that we're good to go?
Let's see here.
Or just ask him when he predicts he'll leave.
Which would you guys like to do? Would you like to ask him, or would you like to every day, or would you like to ask him when he predicts?
Ask him when he predicts. That gives us a baseline.
He says to you guys, once the mistress has everything set up for the meeting, it should be fairly quick. There's very little that they have to talk about these days. Couple days, probably 3 or 4 days at most.
All right, let's do 4 days and then check again.
Okay, yeah, 4 days is good. So, is Chef back yet? No Chef. Okay.
No message?
No message, no chaff.
Oh.
Maybe waylaid by child, like my child is trying to do. Dally do, go to bed. Go to bed with mommy. Go on, go to bed. Alright. So if you have a training picked out, go ahead and make 4 rolls for it. If you use the button that's already assigned inside the downtime tab, it should give you credit automatically. You may be able to apply situational bonuses with it as well.
I'm pushing the button. I got 5 progress.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, that's Channeler. Yeah, that doesn't have
Okay.
a roll. So.
Okay. How does it work?
For Channeler, we're kind of tabling that until I actually figure out what I want to do with it.
Okay.
Because Lee
No
broke
worries.
it with his powerful math. He broke it.
My apologies.
No,
Oh,
no,
boy.
you know this is a thing you do sometimes. You figure out the most efficient way to do something, and then I look at it and I'm like, that's not the way I intended this to be.
You guys need to do like a game test session.
Mm-hmm.
Scrunch some numbers.
Yeah, I thought it was fine, but it's not. So I suppose strength training for you for now, Morgan.
Sure, why not? With advantage? Just kidding. I don't know how that would apply.
With enhanced ability, I suppose, or whatever.
With what?
With
I'm juicing myself with enhance ability every day.
yeah, he's juicing himself with enhanced ability and guidance.
Yes, I suppose.
You have enhanced ability. You could do that.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you're done, Joriel.
Yep.
That's 5. 1, 2, 3.
So it
4,
does give
5.
it advantage on each roll, so is it 4 times?
The first of my rolls was figuring out whatchamacallit, the thing.
No, that's
Is it 3 or 4 rolls?
it's 4 rolls. You have one, and then protection from energy, and then 1 after that, 2 after that, 3 after that, 4 after that.
Okay, sorry. I will
after that.
subtract 20.
Yes, subtract 20. Thank you. Pange has 4. Poor Pange,
so
you
my
rolled
first.
Yeah, it's your first. Pange, you rolled 2 sevens in a
Second.
row. Come on, man. You did
Yeah,
pick.
that's, I rolled poorly.
You did roll a
Third.
22 though. That's pretty good.
Fourth.
Okay.
I was on a roll.
Yeah. Then Nizak, if you'd like to roll your strength training, please.
Of course.
Or like doing a squat like
Just
session.
Yeah, it's just the two of you. You're just doing squats. Just power squats.
Ah, of course.
You can make 3 more rolls, Nizak.
Ah, okay, cool.
If you could be better than my 4th roll, I'll be impressed.
It's hard to get stronger when you're already at the pinnacle of strength.
Oh, 20 on the 4th, I think.
Yeah, 24.
Nice.
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 You're a little under a quarter of the way there.
We're halfway there. Well, living on the prep.
No, a quarter, my dude. Learn to read.
Half. Add 200 right now. Otherwise, the joke is lost and useless. And you wouldn't want to do that to me, would you?
I would. Don't.
Oh, you bastard.
Don't think I won't make you suffer. Okay. So, while this is all happening, while you guys are doing your training, you're being watched by this individual, this person who's come here, as you've learned, and I don't know how much you've spread to the rest of the group, Morgan, but who's come here and is basically here as an ambassador. She kind of watches you guys while you guys are doing this.
Let me train, we break for food, maybe take a shower. Just start the day.
Mm-hmm. So you guys spend a few days
Repeat,
doing this.
repeat.
Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I'm gonna just put you guys all together so you can all be on screen with your junk, with all your junk. There we go. All right. Anyone have anything to say to each other? Any discussions you want to have? Any role play you want to do with each other? Any conversations with you or with Balkarog or with this Rahal lady?
Roleplay in my D&D? I don't think so. Another dungeon!
Let's go kill something.
No, I don't really have anything on the front burner at the moment, so I'm good.
Okay.
I mean, does it count as RP if I'm arguing with myself?
We're gonna just put that in the box of things Nizak is always doing. He's just arguing with himself, which really isn't himself. It's the ghost occupying his armor.
Yeah, but it's happening more and more as we've killed those those two. Who are these? Like lieutenants or lieutenants or whatever they were?
Yeah, they were his lieutenants.
Yeah.
However you pronounce it.
Lieutenants?
However you pronounce
Right.
it from whatever part of the world you were from. Shut up,
Yeah.
Morgan.
That's it. I'm colonizing the USA just so I can change everything to lieutenant. It's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
I will standardize this word.
Yeah, so they were his lieutenants. And so he is impressed with you, but he's like, you could be doing more.
I've got like a couch hanging over my head as I'm doing like these squats and jumps and stuff.
You got like outplayed by a noodle werewolf lady.
Oh no, my finger slipped. Throws a couch at Morgan.
Okay, so If there is no conversation or RP you guys want to do, we'll move on to the next thing.
The training.
We just did some of the training. Chef, welcome back.
Yeah, I had to go find some stuff.
Okay. As for training, you get 4 rolls because you guys have committed to 4 days of training. What would you like to train?
Quick
I'm
question:
going to
Is
train.
Nizak actually doing that though?
I don't think he actually threw a couch at you.
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay. What were you going to train, Rotak?
I'm making sure I read this incorrectly, and I'm looking at it one more time. I think it's the Charger feat.
Charger feet.
Make sure I'm not missing something from school. Last time when I read the thing, I was missing something from the reading. Yeah, so bonus action. Oh no, never mind. I was missing something. Damn it. Every time I try to read these things, I eventually come to the discussion that I've done it wrong. Anyway, um, we'll do mobile. That's another useful one. Mobile it is.
Mobile feet? Okay. Your speed increases by 10 feet. When you use the dash action, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement on that turn. When you make a melee attack against a creature, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit or not. Okay. I will value this feature at 250. Okay, let me just put that on categorized. And we're gonna make this a dexterity check. Okay, 250. And you can make 4 rolls for it now. Oh no.
Love that.
Did you want guidance? Wait, did you have it?
You didn't give anybody else guidance.
They can ask.
Sure. First day goes terribly. He gets guidance after that out of pity.
Pity guidance.
That's just a plus 1d4, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. So for your training in your first role, you're running around the solar trying to get a little faster and stuff. And someone left a bar of soap out by the bath. And you slip on it and you slide the length of the bath. Nobody sees this happen, but you know it happened.
Highly unfortunate.
You're the only
Rotak,
one that
even
sees
less
it
a fan
happen.
of soap now.
Less a fan of soap. Yeah.
It gets in between the scales the wrong way. Makes you feel itchy.
Makes him itchy. Ew. All right, then. So you guys are done your training. As you guys are packing up and getting ready to head out, Belkrog says, "We are going to come with you to the cavern for your business there. Miss Van Cressa is going to observe you for a spell."
Maybe
Sounds good.
thinking. Yeah.
So
She's gonna eat you.
as you guys enter the halls of the castle and head towards the cavern, she is tagging along with you, along with Belkorog. So it will not take you long to reach the cavern. However, is there any conversation you guys want to have on the way there?
Just so I recall, Belkarog, what was the danger in this place?
Inside the cavern itself,
Hmm.
sometimes creatures from outside wander in.
Right.
That's not ominous at all.
It is ominous, Nizak, because we don't know when more creatures will be in there or not. And so it is not advised to be in there alone.
And what are these creatures that you speak of?
Could be shades, could be beasts, could be demons. It is one of the least secure spaces inside the castle.
Well, I
Is
hate
there any way
that.
to fix that? Can we reinforce it somehow?
Not without destroying the natural resources that could be found within it.
It's unfortunate. We may be concerned with being swarmed if it goes unchecked. We need to figure something out.
Castle guardians tend to patrol the area now and again, but many of them have since been destroyed by, and he gestures to you, 5.
Yeah. We do that.
We do have that tendency, don't we?
Well, time to mine.
So as you
And
guys
then
I will
craft.
go with you.
mine and then craft, did you fucking say that?
Oh, we're all making these jokes tonight. I love it. All right, well, I'm going with Joriel.
All right, so
Yeah.
you guys head along over to the forge area. As you are doing so, I'm gonna drop you guys in the forge with Balkarog.
Can you do me a favor? Can you attach me to Lee? I can't get my thing working. I think it has something to do with Opera GX.
Okay, yeah, I got you
Thank
next
you.
to Lee. As you guys do, as you guys are moving about and wandering about, she of course comes with you all and says, "So, who are all of you?"
I will turn to her and I will say, I am Nizak, and I am. Oh, let's just leave it at a namespaces for now.
She nods. You're certainly an uncurious bunch.
Protect circles around as the introductions happen because he had been looking at the lava again. I am Rotek of the Forest Scaraptica,
She
or
nods.
whatever the Scaldi call it, because I'm sure they had a name and I don't know it.
She nods. Rahal Van Krasa.
Yes, the lady that doesn't eat meat, drinks blood. Yes.
She kind of blinks at that.
Nizak will kind of, like, looking around, just hear the crinking of metal on metal as his neck slowly cranes his head towards, goes, Excuse me?
Yes, lady, like us, eats, lives.
Well, if it isn't 3 holes in the ground. Oh, that's not good.
She says, "I don't need to eat. That is true. I can drink blood, like many things, though that is something I reserve for my enemies."
Rotek
know
nods.
you
Yes.
are.
A predator eats prey, yes.
Nizak is going to pull out a chain from underneath his armor set and let it just clang on the metal on the outside, showing a holy symbol.
She looks at you and goes, "Oh, put that away."
I don't think I will.
I know what you are,
Yes.
but I was told something interesting about you. My family had stories of vampires who would stalk our night, and we would use them as legends and bedtime stories to keep our children in check. But I was curiously informed that the reason they are so rare was because of you.
Indeed. You ask if I drink blood, or rather, you state that I drink blood, and that's how I feed myself. And you are, she gestured to you, Nizek, and you are quite right to be cautious. However, that's ridiculous. My sisters and I need not feast on the blood of others to sustain ourselves. Our powers are divine. I suppose, however, there's some merit in the question unspoken. Those vampires are fetid mockeries of our gifts that have entered the common understanding as vampires. Those do drink blood, and they are a stain. It is an insipid addiction for them. Though I can't say I've never tried it. It was done as an erotic act. Euphoric and sexually gratifying, I must say. I cannot say I'm aching to sink my fangs into anyone. It has just occurred to me yet. Another fashion their gifts are a perverted, degenerate version of ours.
Divine?
Yes. Divine. My gifts come from Ka before he lost his mind.
Was that before or after he died?
There's an accusation levied inside of your question, sir, unintroduced elf.
Well, I suppose my statement has been most of the earthly light and dark gods all seem to have perspectives incompatible with mortal existence. And the dark gods specifically, did Ka oppose Nehemeth's deal?
Very good question. Let's see how to put this. Ka was not privy to the plan. No one was privy to the plan. Let me put it to you this way. The deal. It was made and it was damning. I wasn't there when it happened. I could not speak to the terms, though I am sure the contents of them are fascinating. Yet, aren't you curious why all of your kinds are undoubtedly damned as well? Insidious. Nehemeth pulled perhaps the greatest caper of all time, right under the very noses of his family, too. He fattens himself on your victories and your failures. Many times he has eclipsed this world in utter darkness. So I don't believe, no. Ka did not know what the plan was. He was not part of the plan in that way. No one was. So when you ask whether or not the gifts were given before or after he died, that is a question that is bereft of knowledge about how all of this happened. Ka never died. That's the problem. He lives in a state between death and living. He is neither living nor dead. He is undead, as you ungracefully put it. So am I. My sisters and I, as well as our love, will die with him when he finally finishes his sentence and passes into the arms of death. We are just keeping a dying, lonely god company.
Who's the keeper of his sentence, then? How long is it supposed to be?
It lasts until it stops. The way it goes, perhaps, the best way to put it is, count, 20-something by my last count, which was a very long time ago. I see the horror of that dawns on you. She told you, Illyria did, that we're in the shadow of the very end, right? Something like that? She has a way of being cagey until you've discovered what is the truth. My sisters and I have known longer than she has, I think. This is a game, though. At least the others think this is a game. The other gods. The board is vast and abyssal, pawns numbering in the billions. She gestures to all of you. Pieces moving across the surface and underneath it in real time. And more than half the players are locked away in their own rooms, reaching a hand in to play. Casting pieces aside, spending them for more advantageous positioning. They all think Nehemoth is also locked in his room.
Is he not?
He is, yet this was all part of his plan. While the others did build the game with him, he was the only one that knew this would be the state of things. So ask yourself, if you were going to play a game as described, and you were insidious and crafty, wouldn't you make it so that you could play the game as if you were in the room when you're not?
I suppose time is on his side. If the turning of mortal lives just empowers him, he doesn't need to be doing anything actively. But you make it seem like he's not as constrained as the rest of them.
She blinks slowly. And why would he be, when this was all part of his plan?
Fair point. I don't suppose any of these insights get us any closer to figuring out how to kill him.
Just these weapons.
Well,
It has to be.
Can we kill
need
him,
more.
or do we need to only break his deal?
Good
If we
question.
could find the deed.
Good questions. I suppose if you were to help slay him, then knowing might be helpful. I hope you have no grand illusions of delivering the killing blow yourselves, though. If it isn't abundantly clear, Illyria thinks killing him is the best way to put an end to this cycle of madness. She envisions the combined forces of breaking into Vextorak and taking the place by storm. Hammer, meet nail. Don't take that as a vote of confidence in their plan, nor as a blessing. I don't think her plan will work. Della, please. In a straight fight, Nehemoth wins. In a back alley brawl, Nehemoth wins. With his back up against the wall, he wins. With the advantage, he wins. He always wins. This foolish plan of hers will end the same way it always does, just like all of our early plans had. Game over. Nehemoth wins again.
Fearful. So,
if he always wins, then I suppose the only way to survive or make any kind of world worth living in is to convince him or deceive him into thinking the terms of his victory are something that is good for humanity.
How do you bargain with an omnicidal maniac that wants all of you dead?
He's been drinking our souls for our entire history. I wonder if taking that away from him
Would make him weaker, wouldn't it?
I don't think we have the option to take it away from him. I think we might be able to entertain the idea that he'll slowly starve without us. And then we can be kept as livestock.
Like a vampire might keep a flock of humans in a village nearby?
My face scrunches up at that statement.
Yeah, she says, "That's the right reaction, Morgan. I don't think anybody wants that."
The deal is always made between two people, right?
Not necessarily. A deal can involve many things.
At least two people, yes.
Can only one side break it?
Either side could break it.
So, if we can't get Nahemoth to break it, we need to find Dart.
Or someone with Dart's authority.
We'd also need to know exactly what the consequences of breaking that deal would be. What would humanity lose if they were given the power to defeat my people with this deal?
I think that's a narrow understanding of what the deal was. No one really knows what the contents are. You're supposing that that's what was given.
Certainly apparent or appears that what was given was power.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we could finally learn how to coexist.
I don't imagine it's gotten any better since I died.
Time marches on like an arrow.
Is it like an arrow?
She says,
It's a
decidedly
pretty
not.
fucked up arrow.
Maybe the arrow is more like a circle at this point, isn't it?
It's more like a
Like
loop
a freaky circle?
that a child plays with a stick as it goes down the lane, she says, continuing a revelation as it goes over and over and over again. It does move forward down the lane, and yet it's going on the same path, and the same parts of it are touching the ground every once in a while. That's what it's like right now. So,
Regardless.
no, please, she gestures back to you, Morgan. Finish your thought.
Regardless, what do you think is the best thing to do? I don't know. Should I know what Dart is?
Most humans have heard about Dart as being like the founder of, not founder of humanity, but founder of like the tribes that left the West and came east. He's kind of held up as like a figure that led them out of potential doom and like slavery and save them. He's sort of a savior type in your like histories and your traditions.
Hmm.
She says, you know, as you asked her what her plan is, she says, uh, "We don't win. We know too much. We can't win anymore. You see, that's part of the curse. It affects everyone, remember? You can't win if you know about it." Seems a paradox, yes? But some of us can move across the board unseen and can affect the outcomes of events outside of Nahima's plans. And that way, we can play the game still. We can roll the dice. We can take pawns off the board. But all that has done in the past is churn his wrath. All it has done is accelerate the doom that lurks. So that does not work. Not playing isn't going to help either. This is where we are right now, the impasse. We can't not play, and we can't win if we don't play. There's much debate. Everyone's got ideas. I'm considering cheating and what that would look like. One could say we're already cheating, but cheating and losing is embarrassing, so I refuse to believe we've been cheating yet. We're just different pawns, is all.
Hmm.
So, what do we do? We're figuring that out right now.
What
They're
we
not gonna
do
turn to
is mine some
Joriel.
rocks.
That's true. Joriel. I understand that you have a better grasp of this than I do.
Not
So
exactly.
you were closer probably than any one of us here. So let's go.
All right, mining rocks time.
She waves at you guys as you go about your business. I'll be here if you want to have a conversation, she says. Belkrog looks at her and as much as a spider can, he kind of just looks like, really? Did you have to? And she shrugs at him and goes, they have a right to know all of this if they're going to be involved. So, there are several spots in here that you could mine some hydrilium. There's one all the way over here that you can plainly see. And you've also already discovered this one.
Hmm. I suppose we'll go for the closest one.
The one up here?
Yeah.
Okay. There are some mining tools, so it would just be a measure of how much time you're willing to spend versus how quickly you need it.
I guess I'll ask Belkarog what's the amount that we need, like, for our current projects.
Well, there's plenty of glowy, shiny rock there. Um, so it's really just a matter of, do you want to go about it in a haphazard fashion and get less overall, but get it right now, or do you want to go about it in a careful fashion, preserve the vein, and be able to extract more in the long run?
I'd say let's be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So you'll be able to extract one crystal from this vein today. Being careful about it. It'll take you a few hours of setting it up. You know, picking out which part of the crystal you want to take the pick to. Figuring out how hard you want to hit it, with what tools to extract it. You know these crystals are volatile. If too much energy is put in through kinetics, it could explode. So there's a lot of care in the mining
We are
process.
certainly giving ourselves proficiency with mining tools.
Yes. So you're giving yourself time, you're giving yourself the borrowed knowledge. So this will be a. Go ahead and make your strength check. You have the proficiency for this mining check. If you'd like to use.
And because that's not concentration, I will also enhance it.
Okay. Oh, the baby. Now she's crying. Are you okay, sweetie? Okay. Be a good girl. Go sit. Go sit.
18.
Go sit. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. Your DC was 16 to extract a crystal safely. Anything lower than that, and it would have shattered. Anything under a 5, and you would have blown up the vein.
Fun.
Fun. So you will have a new hydrillium crystal. That's a terrain wall. You can't drag through that.
Fair, fair.
Okay, I'm going to drop this right here for you. There you go.
Right. If that's what Jor-El can get done today,
That's today. You guys can camp out
everybody
here.
else can do some training.
You guys can camp out here if you'd like. We're going to finish up in 9 minutes, though. That'll be the end of it.
Fair.
So any role play anybody wants to do, because I'm going to put that ahead of any training.
Jor-El does want to speak with the vampire again.
Okay. And if anybody wants to speak with Belkarog, certainly can. I have the least chatty party here. It's like pulling teeth.
There is the hour.
I know. Try and pull teeth with some of you guys. So, go ahead. As you wish.
I think if Jor-El could catch her, like, speaking more privately when he's figuring out this mining business, he might.
Do you gesture for her to come join you?
I think, yeah, if she, like... Yeah, he'll be like, he'll wave her over.
Okay, she'll come over and stand nearby. What is this you're trying to show me?
No, I just had a question.
Oh, good. I was hoping it was just a question and I wasn't about to feel harassed.
How many of your people think it would be better to blow up the game board?
Blow up the game board? No one's talking about that.
Really? None of you feel spiteful and bitter enough to think that maybe if he wants to win so bad, then no one should?
He thinks, I suppose, based on his actions and historical behavior, that he will blow up the game board if he isn't allowed to win. He throws quite a few tantrums now and again. But
The wording on that is, again, very specific. Do you think he wouldn't actually do that? Do you think he is bluffing his desire to destroy all of existence?
oh, I think he likes it the way it is right now.
So if we threaten all of existence, we could push him into a new mindset. If we become the threat and he always wins, then he'll have to save existence. His deal, human souls.
You're coming at it from a logical direction, which I applaud. You're kind of new to this, though, she says, and she puts a hand in a saging fashion towards you. But think about it for a little bit longer. He is insane, and he continues to do this over and over again, destroying everything resetting it with his brothers and sisters and everyone, destroying it again, resetting it over and over again. What's to stop him from resetting it once you've destroyed it? He would not view that as a threat. You've just hastened the ending already.
How exactly does he reset it?
Well, your question is interesting, but it's less of a how does he do it and more of how do they do it. They're all involved in the process of it. They all have something to gain from it existing.
I suppose more specifically, what I shouldn't it be Azeroth's purview?
Oh, you've been around the Drow for too long. So, he is a force, not a person.
Fair enough. So are they abusing this force to mess with time?
I would say they're definitely abusing its powers. Recall the legend that Ka kind of died first amongst them, of course. None of the rest of them have died. He was then resurrected by his brother Nehemoth, correct? That is your understanding of the legend?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, in that time period, as Ka met with death, he learned death's secrets because he is a deity, and death was quite.
Chatty?
Sorry? What was that?
Chatty?
Yes, chatty about meeting such a creature of such a stature. It was like I get to hang out with something that has never crossed my threshold before. Let's talk, right? We're chatting. You've never met a vampire like me before. We're talking. It's quite fascinating, right?
It is, but again, you really go back and forth as to whether or not Azeroth is a thing that you can talk to or a force that exists.
It's both. So that's why I say you spend too much time with the Drow. They worship it religiously to the point where it's taken on a personification, though at the same time it's always had a sort of personification because the prime movers of the universe, time, death, life, those sorts of things sort of have their own direct energies. They do things, and doing things is the stuff of a person. Doing, thinking, being. So, does and doesn't have a personality. He's not going to come down here, death that is, and personally have a conversation with you today about your feelings. He is going to reap your soul at some point. That's going to be a deeply personal encounter you're going to have with him. But it's probably not going to be today. Though you are looking a little thin, she says. But to get back to your question, more specifically, when Ka came over to his side, he learned his secrets. They chatted like friends. And so when he was resurrected, Ka took those secrets with him. But his resurrection was a perversion. He remains in a state of deathlessness, but cannot truly live because his mortal blow was never healed. And it will never be healed. So Ka will die at some point. But
Is that the end of this?
No. So to get back to, I think what we were talking about was the end of the world, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So they all have a vested interest, like I said, in continuing this, all of them, including Nehemoth. But that also includes Ka, that also includes Roysa, it includes Rahal. Pick one. They have a vested interest in it continuing. So when you're asking me, would destroying the whole thing stop them? No, it won't. It just we'll start over again. If you're asking about the manner of the destruction, whether or not it matters or not, it doesn't.
And there's no true destruction, nothing, no heart that I could rip out that'll fucking end all of this.
No, unfortunately, you cannot destroy matter. You can only change it. Matter and energy cannot be destroyed or created, they just are. They can be transformed, but they can't be ended.
Infuriating.
Well, it does add a certain permanence that us immortals, she gestures only to herself and not to you, certainly enjoy. When it's been so long, you start to take a longer view. And when you have that longer view, you start to appreciate the small things, like conversations with interesting creatures, and the fact that nothing can truly be created or destroyed, it only is. So...
I see. And it doesn't piss you off?
I'm well past pissed off, Joriel. I'm well past pissed off. I'm actively trying to figure out how to put a knife in the bastard without losing the whole game. So...
Well, I'm glad you staved off the nihilism that is rapidly taking me over.
I've just been around a lot longer. So... you'll move past nihilism. It'll just take a bit. And eventually you'll come around to how do we put this knife in this guy without losing ourselves. Because you do still have everything to lose. You can still lose everything, even if you feel like it's nothing, and even if you feel like there's no point. There's always a way. We've managed to escape the loop so far. So... we wouldn't be here if there wasn't some sort of path forward.
Interesting. Well, thank you for your answers.
I'm sure you don't really mean that right now, but you will come to.
No, I do. I don't really have a habit of lying.
She looks you up and down for a second and goes, well, spry old elf you are. Let's, we can talk more about this at some point in the future, but...
They probably wouldn't like me here talking about blowing up the game board.
No, I don't think they over there would enjoy the thought that you would like to, at this moment, destroy everything. Though it is a natural conclusion to come to. We've tried it already. So, when they said they've tried everything, they've tried everything. They've also tried doing nothing. And that doesn't work either. So... you can't negotiate with a madman. You can't just give him what he wants. He'll take more. So, we're at an impasse. Right?
I presume you're talking about hyperbole, because there has to be some novelty, some configuration that you haven't thought of yet. Otherwise, you should give in to nihilism, logically.
Yes, we're speaking hyperbolically. Of course, she's trying her experiment, Illyria, with you all. You're her newest experiment. So, and she's going to probably go through with her plan to storm Vexterac with you all and try to put a knife in him, as one does. You'll probably be busied by killing his lieutenants or his captains, what have you, so that she and her vanguard can get as close as possible. I don't think... Ganica wants that plan, and I know Morris doesn't either. He's about in the nihilism position where you are right now, though more in the do-nothing category as opposed to flip the table and not let anybody play.
Interesting.
So.
Well, I suppose I have a battlefield to go die on. Thank you again. And he'll take the Hydrillium.
You're welcome. And she heads back.
While all this conversation has been going on,
Yeah.
Panjandrum has found some string and has been trying to teach Velkarad how to do a cat's cradle with all his legs.
He picks it up very quickly and he starts doing more of them. He says, "This is a fun game, Panjandrum. Is there a point system to it? How does one win?"
I invent an elaborate point system and rules for winning.
Great. He studies it meticulously. We shall popularize this later.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If there's no other roleplay that anyone would like to do, we will end the session here.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. That should be everybody, yeah? Alrighty. Well, we'll call it here. And I hope everybody will have a good evening. I hope everybody has a good couple of weeks. We will not play until June, I think. June. Let's see, because we're missing the 17th. June 7th. So put that in your calendars, guys.
Okay.
See you then.
Alrighty. Later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye.